best pal in football would be Big Robbo. Obviously spent a long time at Stranraer together now and spent a season at Airdrie. We've also done that coaching together and we always keep in touch on a daily basis. A Saturday after a Stranraer game on the bus would always have a few drinks, and a Saturday leading into a Sunday and sometimes a Sunday leading into a Monday. Not so much anymore, now we're a bit older, but we definitely keep in contact kind of on a daily basis, so I would say Big Robbo.
My best friend in football, probably Grant Gallagher and Stephen Dobie, I would say. Gal stays just round the corner. We've played for 3 different teams together, and we're good pals off the pitch. We've done some coaching together and stuff like that as well. And Stephen Dobie, I played at Queen of the South. We've went through all our coaching badges together. And probably one of the guys that I don't speak to him every day, but we keep in touch, and we'll probably keep in touch. Try and get into a bit of coaching together when we stop playing.
I've currently just finished The Nest, the BBC drama. I was hooked on it, actually finished it in kind of 2 sittings. I was up to about 5 in the morning all night, just finishing it off. I was kind of gripped to that once it got going. Film wise, for some reason I ended up watching all the Avengers again in the correct order. I kind of found that a timeline and how to watch them, so it kind of made more sense once I'd seen them all in the correct order. But I kind of do enjoy the kind of superhero films.
Probably most recently we watched Afterlife with Ricky Gervais. Pretty funny. I don't think it's meant to be funny all the time, but a lot of it is very funny. He's a pretty funny guy, Ricky Gervais. My type of humour, he just hates everything. Great guy.
Probably Call of Duty, my PlayStation. Been on it non-stop. It's kind of the way me and my mates are kind of keeping in touch with each other, and Call of Duty's kind of the main game we've all been going to, but some nights I've been up to about 2 or 3 in the morning on it, so it's definitely kept me going through lockdown.
Thing I couldn't manage without, this is a bit what you probably meant to say your kids. 6 weeks in, doing my head in. So I'm going to go for your kind of apps like Zoom, house party and stuff like that. You can see your mates and your other family that you can't go and visit and stuff like that. So I'm going to go for that, whatever they're called, apps that you can see people in. Probably one of my first games for Stranraer, I think it was, in the cup against Brechin at Stair Park. I think it was a corner maybe, it's got cleared out, I took a touch. I always remember Sparky overlapping and screaming for the ball, and I curled in the top corner, and as I've hit it he's shouting at me. Silly boy. Top corner, probably the best goal I've ever scored. Definitely the best goal I've ever scored.
The best goal I've scored in my career wasn't an important goal or probably remembered as anything significant, but it was in 2011. It was at the time I think it was called the Communities Cup, kind of start of the season thing. We had Queen of the South away at Palmerston, and the corner, it got cleared out from the corner, and because I sat back, it was always me and somebody else who sat back. I managed to get onto it, and I can't remember if I had it first time I took a touch, but just at a perfect stride, it ended up in the bottom corner. Me and my alcohol used to get a good laugh about it, because at first it was reported at 30 yards, then the next report we read was 35, then 40 plus. So we always used to get a good laugh about that goal, but it was definitely probably the best goal that I've scored in my career.
Probably the best season To be honest, the highest we finished the whole time I've been there, I was injured for most of the season, so probably the season after that we got to the playoff final, and I would say the highlight was probably the home leg of the semi-final when we beat Livingston 5-2. Should have been 6-2. I missed a sitter in the last minute, and that would have been that game over. But yeah, that kind of season, and for Christmas onwards, that season.
Favourite memory at Stranraer was probably getting my 200th appearance for the club. I think it's one of the ones where players enjoy getting to a landmark like that for one team, and also it kind of, as the weeks go up to it, it kind of builds up because people talk about you getting to the landmark. And on the day it was perfect as well, as played Dunfermline, I scored the first, beat them 5-1. Probably the only negative will be the picture being Cosmo at the end of it, because I'm absolutely drowned for the game. The pitch ended up a quagmire, and I think he's feeling the rain as well, because sometimes he stands out and watches the game. So apart from that, it was all good. Great day.
Maybe David Beckham. Unreal player. Kind of led a bit of the pop star celebrity life, been all over the world, played with teams all over the world, top teams all over the world, captained his country. Had some pretty big downers with getting sent off for England, and it should be good to talk to him about all of that in general, how he dealt with it all. And he's a pretty cool guy as well.
If I could meet any celebrity, it would probably be a stand-up comedian. I do enjoy watching like kind of live stand-up shows, or kind of TV panels where it's like the game shows like 8 Out of 10 Cats, etc. with the stand-up comedians. One I always find funny is Mickey Flanagan. He's one of the guys where before he even starts talking, he just starts laughing. You start laughing at him because you know he's going to come out with something funny. So probably would enjoy a kind of a day out with him and having a drink with him, just let him tell you stories and about everyday life, because that's what kind of most of his jokes are about, and I can enjoy it. What do I miss about football? A lot of things. It's been a long time for me, so it's been quite tough. Obviously lockdowns kind of made it carry on further, but I just miss the kind of daily routine of it right now. Going and see the boys at training, having a bit of a laugh, and obviously match day on the bus we play cards and listen to music, and then after it it's kind of social as well in terms of having a drink. So I think it's just that interaction with the boys, the kind of dressing room banter. You always miss that. Kind of guys say that after their career, but even kind of during this short spell, I've definitely missed all that.
Probably just about everything, to be honest. I wouldn't really say there's one specific thing that starts out. Apart from Meg and Hammy at training all the time. Probably that. Meg and Hammy at training all the time.
Funniest characters in our dressing room. I think quite collectively as a group, like we kind of jump off each other's banter, so it's quite funny. Everyone just slaughters each other. Wee Jinky maybe gets it the most because he's youngest and quite a chirpy wee guy, so he does kind of hold his own ground. So he's got a good couple of wee one-liners that he comes back with. He's no scared to give it back, which is good. So as long as he keeps standing up for himself, I'm sure he'll be alright and take the banner.
Jinky, probably. Don't think he means to be funny, he's just thick as mince. But he's a good wee guy. But yeah, not very bright. Pretty funny as well.
Favourite food? Probably Cajun chicken. Always seems to be my go-to for a kind of pasta and a wrap. So it's just kind of one of the things that's easy to whip up. So probably say Cajun chicken. Pizza.
Any kind of pizza. Literally anything on it. Doesn't bother me. Just love pizza. Apart from pineapple. Definitely some sort of serial killer if you're into pineapple in your pizza. So yeah, pizza. Any day, any level of meal, breakfast, supper, yeah, why not? Pizza, go for it. There's one or two. There's loads of good people behind the scenes. Stuarty, that used to drive a team bus, Stuart Marshall. He's a legend. Always happy to see you. Doesn't matter what the result is. Shakes your hand, gives you a hug, a smile. Just go on with it. Robert Rice as well. He's the same. A guy that's always in touch with you, and a cracking guy off the pitch. And again, another guy that's always positive. Doesn't matter what the result is. Always shakes your hand, gives you a pat on the back for your efforts. So yeah, probably those two.
Favourite person behind the scenes at Stranraer? There's two, so I won't leave one out because I'll be doing them a disservice. First one being Robert Rice. Robert's the kind of first guy you always see on a match day. When you walk into the stadium, he's there to welcome everybody. He'll also stand in the tunnel before and after the game and just wish the boys all the best. And if you ever need anything, he's the kind of guy you go to, and he'll try his best to sort it out for you. The other guy is Stuarty Marshall. When I first signed him as a bus driver, but obviously that's changed for him now just due to his health conditions. But still never misses a game, home and away. He's always there. And like Robert, he's in the tunnel before and after, wishing you all the best, or congratulations, condolences when I lose. He's also in the changing room after the game, picking up dirty kit, make sure it's the right files. He doesn't have to do these things. When the bus home, he'll be tidying up after everything. And these are the type of people we need at part-time clubs. I think it makes people want to re-sign because the hard effort that these guys put in, you kind of want to do it for them on the pitch.
Probably one of the best games I've ever played in as well, but a Hibs game that we lost 5-3.
Craziest game I've been part of was maybe the 5-3 defeat to Hibs in the Scottish Cup, Easter Road.
I think it was the first season I was here, or the second season I was here. But it was an unbelievable game. It was like a game of basketball. Chances at either end, the pitch was unbelievable. It was a pretty decent crowd as well.
We took an early lead through Jammer about 3 or 4 minutes in, and then next minute we found ourselves 4-1 down. Got it back to 4-3, and there was even chances, I think, to go and get a fourth to make it a draw, but
I think at 4-3, and I bring this up every couple of weeks to Tiffy, two of the easiest chances I've ever seen Tiff having. A header for 6 yards and a side foot pass into the goals for about 10 yards, and he put them both 2 or 3 inches by the post. I'd have put my mortgage, my car, my missus, everything on him to score those 2 chances, and he missed them. Tiff.
Ended up conceding a penalty. Get beat 5-3, but I think it was just all the highs and the lows in the game, and I could be so close to, being the upset in the cup against a Premiership team.
Probably with Carlo. Obviously he's in loan for Livingston, so he kind of already is playing at a higher level, but I think in terms of last season, once he went to right back, he had 2 or 3 games where he was really good. The Rangers game probably showed you he could play at that level, because at right back, defensively, not many people are getting by him. He's small, he's quick, he's sharp. Tricky wingers and stuff like that, they don't really get a yard from him, and he manages to kind of block most crosses and get a foot in. So I would say probably Carlo.
A teammate that could play at the higher level, probably Jinky. He's definitely got kind of age and time on his side. Obviously this is his first season professional, so I think just as time goes on and he gets more games under his belt, if he's not already told you, he nutmegged a couple of guys at Ibrox, which I like to remind a few people of, but I'm sure teams will start to take notice of him and come and watch him, and hopefully kind of finds himself up in the higher leagues in the next few seasons. Had 2 heroes growing up, one being Roy Keane, the other being Zidane.
Loved Roy Keane. Just loved his aggression, his drive to win, the way he dragged teams on.
Basically because the type of players they were. Both box-to-box midfielders, which is something you don't really get anymore because I think the games went so tactical that players are now deemed to only kind of do one or the other, defend or attack. But these two guys could literally win their own half defending in the next minute in the opposition box, either setting one up or scoring. Just Zidane's technique was frightening. With his ball, the ball at his feet, he could move it so well, and his goal at Hampden just kind of shows off his ability with the volley. But they two are definitely my heroes growing up.
Probably the biggest point that made me like him or made me think that way about him was the Juventus semi-final with the Champions League. When he get booked and scored the header, and Paul Scholes get booked and he basically drags him up off the ground, slaps him in the head and tells him to go on with it. Like that. But I just, amazing player, unbelievable drive, and seems to be a bit of character off the pitch as well. I don't know about the best piece of advice I've ever been given. There's been a lot. Probably the most recent that stands out in my head, and it's the only thing I'll ever remember that the guy ever told me, if I'm being honest, or he told the team, was the year before last, was that everybody can be fit. There's no excuses for not being fit. You're all football players, you should all be fit. And you've only really yourself to blame if you're not fit enough. Not everybody's got ability, not everybody can tackle, pass, run, header, or run quickly, but everybody can be fit. So, I would say that was the only thing that I took on board for 6 months of that person.
The best piece of advice given to me, things off the top of my head I can probably think of: don't shout back at the manager. It never really ends well. I kind of done it quite a lot when I was younger. If things weren't going our way in the game, or we were getting beaten, the manager's shouting on, I'd always be the one to give it a bit back, and then at half time, rather than the team talk be focusing in on what the team should be doing, it's more focused on me shouting at him. So it's kind of one of the ones now, you just take it on the chin and you move on. The other would probably be, but actually when you get to the senior level, how important winning is. I think it's one of the ones where you need to go out and win the game. It's, you're not there just to make up the numbers or take part, no matter who you're playing. For me, if you're going to take part in a game of football, you might as well go and try and win it. A five-a-side team, I would pick in goals Mitch. Obviously spent a long time with Mitch at Stranraer, and he got his move to Falkirk, which he was always wanting. He done well to get it. Just unfortunately picked up injury, but I actually think he's came back stronger and a better goalie as he's got older. So we're Mitch in goals. At the back, I would have wee Johnny Routledge, played out in the Martin. He's a midfielder, but the guy could tackle all day for you. Kind of typically sat in front of the back four and just done all the dirty work and then passed it to the guys who'd score the goals. So I'd put wee Johnny at the back. Another player I enjoyed playing with would be Kev Colley. Kev Colley's one of the guys who play kind of wide or just kind of in the middle behind the striker. And give you 100% each week, and he was good in the ball, very direct, Kev. Very, very good player for us. We'd also have another Dumbarton player, Gaz Fleming. Gaz, one of the guys as well, so 100% every week. He could play any position, even though he looked predominantly a striker and wanted to score goals, but you could put that guy at centre half and go and win you every header. Gaz actually told me one time that he tried to change his diet. His diet's horrendous. So you could actually tell what month it was, depending on what Gaz had in the basket for an Easter egg or a selection box. He told me that he tried to change his diet from the chocolate and the crisp to like the chicken and the rice, and he had to go back because he felt as if he was losing his strength. So that kind of summed up Gaz's diet, but on the pitch he was tremendous, scoring goals in the Championship against good teams. And I would also put in there Jamie Longworth. Cool as you like in the ball around the goal, doesn't really get fazed by anything. Kind of one of the guys who never smashes it or kind of goes to hammer it. It would be kind of more precise, and make sure it just kind of finds the corner of the net.
Five-a-side team. It's a tough one. Probably go for Jamie McDonald in goals. Probably the best shot stopper I've played with. Some unbelievable saves at times. Archie as probably my only defensive player because he's an absolute unit. There ain't anybody getting by him in five-a-sides. He's probably about the width of the box in five-a-sides, so you'd be doing well to get a shot by or a shot in away for Archie. My two kind of midfielders, both quite attacking, would be Kearney and Tiff. Paul Kearney was a joke at times. At Partick, when him and Simon Donnelly trained and were on the same team, it was just a waste of time playing against them. Tiff, again, really good on the ball, barely ever loses the ball, shooting's ridiculous, passing's unbelievable. And a five-a-side pitch probably sits him there. And the last one would be Stephen Dobie. Obviously he's unbelievable goal scorer, so sharp. He would score a barrel load in five-a-sides.
First thing I'll do after lockdown, I'll probably need to spend more time with the girlfriend because under the circumstances we're not living in the same household, so it'd be good to kind of get back to normality in that sense, and also get this Barnet Cup because I ain't one for trying it myself or taking a razor to it because I don't want to end up bald like Hammy.
Weather permitting, I'd say maybe a barbecue, family barbecue, at my mum and dad's, so I can leave the kids there at the end of the barbecue for at least 2 days and go to the pub. Probably, let's be honest here. We're all adults, let's not lie about this. We're all going for a pint if we can. Quick fire round. Dogs, cats are evil. McDonald's, I've only had one Nandos ever, it's for a wee gimp. Taffa Franco, neither. Nowadays, getting old, probably training. Too old for bounce games. Tea in the morning, coffee during the day, tea at night. Simon Ferry, Ryan Kelly all day long. Doesn't bother me. Don't really care, to be honest, either. Glasgow or Edinburgh. Like Edinburgh. That's not easy. Definitely Faz. Faz is for down my bit. Cosmo, don't understand a word he says. And his suits are shocking.